Alrighty guys, we're going to hit chapter 16, lesson 3, which is about area equations. And so we're going to work these out. Notice they're giving you what the area actually is, and they're giving you the base. But you're going to have to figure out the height in this situation. So they're going to give you the area, and you have to figure out one of the dimensions. So always start by writing your formula. So area equals base times height divided by 2. That's the formula for a triangle. Then plug in what you know. They told me the area was 110. So for A, I'm going to replace it with 110. I know the base up here is 10. But I don't know what the height is, so I'll leave it as an H. Divided by 2. Don't forget to divide by 2. Lots of you are missing your problems that I'm checking because you forget to finish the whole formula. All right, now I'm going to solve the formula according to my PEMDAS rules. So I'm going to start by dividing the 10, which is over 2. 10 divided by 2. So that gets me 5 times H equals 110. Now you guys know that I always like to have the letter on the left, so I'm going to flip it right quick. 5H is equal to 110. And now to solve for H, I need to get H by itself. So to solve for H, instead of multiplying 5 times H, I'm going to do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing. So to divide and get rid of that 5, I'm going to divide it by 5, which cancels it out and leaves me just H. But since I divided the left side by 5, I'm going to have to divide the right side by 5, which means that's 110 divided by 5, which gets me 22. So my height will equal 22. Same thing if it's a trapezoid, okay? Start with your formula. They're giving me the area and the bases, but I have to find the height. So I'm going to fill in my formula first. Height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Plug in what you know. The area is 52. So where the A is, I'll put 52 is equal to, I don't know the height, but I know the bases are 8 and 18. So PEMDAS says to divide or to do what's in the parentheses first. So I'm going to add those together. So 8 plus 18 is going to get me 26. All of that is over 2. Again, I can't multiply H times 26 yet because I don't know what H is. But I can divide the 26 by 2, which gets me 13. And now I'm going to flip it because I don't like the H, the letter on the right. So it's 13. H is equal to 52. Again, I want H to be by itself, so I got to get rid of the 13 by doing the opposite operation, which is dividing. That cancels out and leaves me H. If I divided the left side by 13, I need to divide the right side by 13. So 52 divided by 13 gets me 4. And now I'm done. All right, I want you to work out these two problems. Hit the pause button so you can see this. Get a paper and pencil and work it out. And then hit unpause and check your work with mine and see if you got it right. If you get it wrong, look and see where you missed it. All right, hit pause. All right, hope you guys have worked these out. Let's see what you did. I'm going to start by writing my formula. Area equals base times height over 2. I plug in what I know. My area is 24. My base, I don't know, but my height is 6 divided by 2. I'm going to go ahead and do 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So now it's 24 is equal to B times 3. I'm going to flip these right quick. And to get rid of the the 3, so B can be by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. That cancels that out, gives me a B, and 24 divided by 3 gets me 8. All right, Last one over here. Again, start with your formula. Area equals height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. I plug in what I know. My area is 4.4. I don't know what the height is, but I know one base is 4.3 plus the second base is 10.5 all over 2. So I'll start by doing what's in parentheses first. So 4.3 and 10.5 is going to get me 14.8. I can't multiply by h because I don't know what it is yet, but I can divide the 14.8 by 2. And that's going to give me 7.4. I'm going to flip it so I have the letter on the left. And now I'll divide both sides by 7.4 in order to cancel that out. And that gets me 44.4 divided by 7.4, and that gets me 6. All right, couple more examples. This one right here, they're trying to make a curtain for the stage, and they can buy a roll of fabric. So a roll of fabric is 2.5 feet by 15 feet. So let's say here's the roll of fabric. So it's 15 feet by 2.5 feet. So the area of the curtain, so this whole curtain up here, the area of it is 200. And they want to know how many of these rolls of fabric do we need to buy to make this entire stage curtain. So the first thing we probably need to figure out is what is the area of the fabric roll. So to find that, I'm going to say area equals length times width. So I'm going to multiply 15 times my 2.5, and that's going to get me 37.5. That's what the fabric roll can make. But that's not my answer. That's just how much area is in that fabric roll. So how much of this is going to fit into here? So the next thing I'm going to need to do is to divide. If I want 200 feet of fabric and I only get 37.5 feet of fabric in one roll, how many of these fit into there? So when you do the division out, you're going to end up getting 5 1/3. So do you get 5 rolls of fabric? Is that going to be enough? No, because you still have 1/3 that you have to make. So you're going to have to round it up, and you're going to need 6 rolls to make all of that curtain. You'll have a little extra, but you'll be able to make 5 1/3 rolls in order to fit that whole stage curtain. All right, I want you guys to try this next one here on your own. So hit pause, work it out, and then unpause it and check your answer with me. All right, go. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's see what you did. So we have a backyard that is in the shape of a parallelogram. Sod, that's grass, is sold in 50-meter squared pallets. So how many of these pallets do I need to fill all this area up with grass? So to begin with, I want to know what my area is. What am I covering here, right? So 21.5 times 18. So when I work that out, 21.5 times 18, then I end up getting an area of 387 meters squared. So this whole thing is 387 meters squared. That's how much sod or grass I need to fill all that in. So I know that this is how much the grass comes in. So if I have 387 meters I have to cover, and they come in 50-meter pallets, how many of these can fit into here? So I got to divide. So when you divide that out, you're going to end up with 7.74. So do you buy 7 pallets? Will that be enough to cover all of that? No, because you still have 0.74 left over. So you're going to end up having to round it up, and I'm going to need to buy 8 pallets to complete that. All right. Is that 10 minutes? Okay. Last one right quick, guys. This one says Leah cuts congruent. All right, guys, this word right here, congruent, that means equal. They're all the same size and the same shape. So Leah's going to cut congruent triangles, so matching triangles, with an area of 45 square centimeters. So we know every triangle is going to have an area of 45 square centimeters. So she's going to cut these out of a rectangular piece of fabric. So a rectangular piece of fabric, she's going to cut those out of there. That's 18 centimeters long by 10 centimeters wide. So they want to know how many of these patches, these triangles, can Leah cut from 32 pieces of fabric. So 32 of those. So to begin with, let's find the area of this fabric piece. So to find this one, I'll use my formula. I'll plug in what I have. So I know that that's going to give me an area of 180 square centimeters. So this whole thing right here is 180 square centimeters. So how many of these patches, these triangular patches, can I get out of that 180? So I'm going to take the 180, the area, and divide it by 45, which is the area of the triangle. And when I divide that out, I find that I can get 4 triangles out of one rectangular fabric piece. But that's not what they're asking. They're asking for 32 pieces of this fabric. How many triangles can I get out of 32 fabric pieces? So if I can get 4 out of 1, then if I multiply that by 32, 4 times 32 would get me 128 patches. So this is what you're going to be doing on your homework, guys. Refer back to this if you have questions. All right, get going on the worksheet. Bye.